Hello, my friends from Knoebels. It's a busy holiday weekend, and I did a little walk around the park to see what was open and what was closed so I wouldn't disappoint myself, and unfortunately I ended up doing that because Flying Turns on a holiday weekend is unfortunately closed, and that's one of the last bobsleds I need. There's two out there, and this is one of them here, Flying Turns. But thankfully Black Diamond is open, which is a really odd little like coaster / dark ride thing that I'm excited to visit again. And one other thing that was closed the last time I was here is the Dole Whip sampler, and I'm gonna go straight for that because right now the lines are crazy. It's about 4 p.m. so I just got my 4 p.m. till close pass. Invite you to come along. Let's go. Enjoy Knoebels. At the back of the loaf is this wonderful Dole Whip booth that's finally open. And here you can get a sampler, which is like 4 scoops of any Dole Whip flavor you can imagine. It's kind of wild how eating all of these in quick succession just reminded me of places that I've had these flavors, and all of them were at Disney parks. So like we have this one, which I remember from Red's Revenge at, what's the citrus place in Adventureland? I just forgot it. The Sunshine Tree Terrace, I think. And then regular pineapple Dole Whip I've had so many times, especially at Adventureland in Magic Kingdom. Then this one, the lime, reminds me a lot of the Peter Pan float. It's so tart though. And then the mango, just recently I encountered mango at Tropical Hideaway in Disneyland. So wow, that sense memory coming back and hitting me hard right in the middle of Knoebels. What a way to start off this little afternoon here with a whole bunch of Dole Whip. But now I think I want to start making my way and just begin things at the back towards Black Diamond. Maybe make my way over to Phoenix. But first I want to see this crazy flat ride that I forgot totally about that was here. As you can see, the lines are pretty intense today because it is Memorial Weekend. But here's the flat ride I was talking about. I forget what it's called. Looking for a name. But wow, it just looks terrifying and old-timey. While that's loading, I'm seeing Cosmos Curves in the back there. That was like that junior coaster. That was kind of a one and done for me. And then right next to me is this wonderful swing set. So the paint job on it is just crisp. Good on them for taking care of this stuff. So Satellite was the name I could not think of for the life of me. Huge line right now for those boats that go around Cosmos Curves. And I actually hear a live band playing, looks like Jagger or something. Let's go take a look.
So get in this car, we can ride it wherever you are. Get excited, but you wanna steal it. But I can't do this, I'll take it from here. I'm gonna go tonight. Take it out and turn it out on you. Listen till you drop it out, show you all that moves like that. That moves like that. That moves like that. I don't even try to control you. Look into my eyes and I'll hold you. That moves like that. That moves like that.
As fun as it is having like a party band coming through, the thing that I like to hear is stuff like the Wurlitzer and the Carousel, and overhearing a conversation between the blacksmith and a random guest. Like, it's just good stuff here. And of course, the train that's coming by right now. One of which, last time I was here, I saw a chicken, a pet chicken got brought on that, which is amazing. This, I don't know if you guys know, but this is a park where they have signs where you can allow your pets to ride with you, like dogs and cats, and apparently chickens. On my way to Black Diamond, we're passing by the Haunted Mansion. It looks so nice-ish outside, though. Not very haunted in particular, but inside, I know it's a one of those classic dark rides that I got to experience the last time I was here. Thinking about contemplating. It's one that you have to pay for. It's not included in the wristband that I bought. And the line looks pretty fierce right now. Speaking of lines, the lines for their little log flume here is certainly fierce. It is out in the sun, all super spicy today. Whew, no shade to be seen anywhere. Yeah, I have no idea what the wait time would be like, but yeah, that's not looking fun. And here we are at the Black Diamond Mining Company. This little roller coaster, man, I remember it being pretty trippy. The line looking pretty gnarly itself, but I think the line moves pretty quick just because they're loading like these small vehicles here. Kind of hard to tell with the sun being so brutal today what the exposure is, but I'm sitting right here in front of Phoenix, which is our next stop. But let's talk about Black Diamond, which is like, it's a fun and strange little ride that takes you down into Centralia and stuff. Bizarre stuff, but it is nearby apparently. I had no idea about that. That whole area with the coal fire that's supposedly ongoing underneath an otherwise abandoned town that, because over the years so many people visited it, you can't really get in there anymore. But I've seen that this area, as I'm making the drive out here, does have a bunch of different like mining excursions and other things like that, which maybe someday I'll have to check out, especially if I'm going to come back for a flying turn someday. And now comes the time to finally ride Phoenix. I want to say I've been on almost 200 roller coasters since I was on this last, so I'm really excited to see how my perspective might have changed on, you know, a little well-maintained out and back like this one. So after a few laps on Phoenix, thankfully the dispatch times on this are ridiculously fast because all I got to do is put the bar down and you're good to go. I decided to have a burger at that place that's right next to Phoenix, and I had the garlic butter bacon burger, which was really intense, really savory. It had a lot going on, and I would highly recommend it if you're okay with a whole bunch of sodium coursing through your veins. But anyway, the ride experience. Now that I've been on a lot more coasters and I've come back to this, I don't know what to call this. It's like more intense than ejector. It was just trying to fling me out of there. And it was amazing, but I had to brace pretty good because it wasn't just like up. It was up and like then like throwing me into the bar, which was no bueno. So a lot of fun, more intense than I remember it being last time, but it's so much fun. I think last time I was here, I actually went on the antique cars to try to get views of Phoenix because it's kind of tucked away a little bit. I'm not sure. Let's go take a little walk. So if you walk past all the flat rides, almost to where that weird roundabout is before the campgrounds, you can actually find a pretty solid place to see some of this. Okay, I did not know this was here. So I found a spot where I could see the first drop and some of the humps that come in for the first like out and back. But I'm not going to show you where it is because I don't even know if I was supposed to be in that area. So you'll have to see it in a couple photos that I took, I guess. But now I think I want one more thing. There's one little Fudge related thing that they sell here that I've had dreams about having again, so I'm super excited to go head over there and get that. I was super hopeful that this might have a small itty-bitty tiny chance of opening today. However, unfortunately, that doesn't seem to be the case. But we'll be back. Let me know. If you guys are from around here, please let me know when you guys see this reopen. And here we are, the Fudge Wurzel. Oh my gosh, I didn't know it could come in other flavors, but apparently you can get whatever flavors of fudge that they have and they'll throw it in one of these for you. I don't know what kind of voodoo goes into it, what kind of witchery they do on this to make it taste so good, but holy smokes, it's basically frozen fudge. And I absolutely love it, and I haven't encountered it anywhere but here at Knoebels. So very much like it was at Mardi Gras, I heard brass, and sure enough, there's a Knoebels brass band. What? I only caught like the tail end of it, and apparently the mascot's like Cosmo, and I don't know what the other one's name is, but I went and said hello real quick. But yeah, wow, that was awesome. What a treat. I did not expect that. That's so cool that they do that. And now, finally making the trek across the street. Hello. Across the street now to Twister, which is their built from the ground up design. If I remember right, this thing was just a lot of laterals and nothing but. Do you want to show off your dance moves?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? Okay, go for it. Wait, this is. Have you You haven't prepared something, have you?
No, I don't know.
Oh no. All right, well next time, okay?
Wait.
So they looked like they were ready to do a dance. I don't know, guys. You're in the vlog now, looking very unprepared. And here we are now, prepared to go on to Twister. Oh boy, what are we in for? Just getting done here with Twister. My goodness, that is quite the ride. I could only do 2 of those. I needed a break. But it is interesting how it does kind of like 2 lift hills, kind of splits it up to get you up there. It's an interesting little thing here. And then I think it comes around here. I see the drop. Then it goes down in that little valley. Comes right back up there. It's a cool layout. And you can't really see it from the front. It's an intense little roller coaster. I forgot how intense this was. A lot of laterals. So I don't know how well the camera picked up the train going in here and all the screams, but for whatever reason, the rule in Pennsylvania, or so I've learned, is that you scream when you enter a tunnel. And let me tell you, the first time I discovered that, it terrified me. Thankfully, I'm okay now. I'm okay. Sometimes I even join in. But yeah, why is that? Anybody from PA can tell me? How did that become a thing? So silly me, I hung out over at that spot for photos and stuff on the opposite side of Twister, like in the campground area. I didn't catch that most of the park is actually closing. Like, yeah, everybody's kind of headed on out. So sadly, I think my little half-day excursion here at Knoebels is over. I'm really glad, though, that I took the time to kind of walk around. There are some spots. I thought that they were all, these roller coasters, Twister and Phoenix, were kind of really tucked away deep in the woods, and you wouldn't be able to access, like, a nicer view of them versus the ones when you're actually entering. You don't see too much at most, like a helix or 2 over on Twister and like a drop or 2 on Phoenix. So like, I hope I said that Twister Phoenix right, but I don't remember already because when I start recording things just happen. So I'm glad I got to explore a little bit of that. The lines were pretty epic for it being Memorial Weekend. The brass band totally made my day. Meeting Cosmo, and I still don't know the name of the other character. It was really nice to meet you guys. And unfortunately, I was hoping to finish this off with some Fascination, which I'll never forget. I won a coverall almost a year ago now. Whew. I'll put that up in the comments. I posted an excerpt of that, and I actually won. And I was hoping to finish my day today with some Fascination, but unfortunately, it just was not meant to be. I guess I'll have to come back, especially for flying turns. I'm still trying to make up for last year where all 3 of the bobsled coasters I encountered, I did not get to ride on because they were closed. I did get to go on Anaconda now. What was it called? Avalanche down at King's Dominion. Then there's flying turns here at Knoebels, and then the last one is the bobsled coaster up at Great Escape. So hopefully I can make that happen this year. But anyway, guys, all that being said, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time, and I hope you go make your own adventure. Bye.